All right. Okay. I think I shared my entire desktop
Yep.
right here. Okay. So basically, I'm trying to replace the links we have in the MR management page, two buttons, right? Yeah. So right now, I'm sure my project, the contributor repo is running. Local 30,
You
exactly.
managed to get it working locally, right? Because I know it was a bit of a challenge. I saw you
Hmm.
had the problem sometimes, like trying to get it pointing at, production or pointing at GDK or whatever can be a bit of a pain, but you managed to figure that out.
Yeah, so yeah, I was managed to link this with my GDK because right now my
Awesome.
GDK is running here, right? So
Perfect.
I've logged in as a root user right here, and so let's say I go to manage, right? So you can see I'm here right now,
Yep.
right? Okay, so my problem right now is basically to view the merge request page, right? But I'm still having some issues with that one. Let me see, localhost, for example, here we go. Yeah, so this is like a merge request I created, and it keeps on loading, but network tab. I don't get any GraphQL request here. This SCSS, but my console is saying Axios. Yeah, I fell with 500 server error.
Okay, so it's okay, so it's not
Quest.
making a yeah. So go back to network again. So you got this filter to just show CSS at the moment. So if you change this to there's can I point? Let me see if there's somewhere somehow I can draw on your screen and I can't remember how. Um,
Okay.
I thought I could, but not sure how. Um, no, I don't know actually. I'm sure there's a way, but if you go back to the browser, I'll sort of try and point you. So
There you go.
you see, it's about halfway down the screen. You've got like the box to enter a filter, etc. So up a little bit above the timeline.
Okay.
That's it. And to the right hand side, there's more filters, and you've got all fetch, etc. You've got that set to CSS only. If you set that exactly, so now you can see the request that's being made. So you see the GraphQL request was before that.
Mm, okay.
Um, so
Let me go back.
so
Yeah,
it
this
looks
one
like the
here.
GraphQL request was okay, I think, and it's this one that's
This
failing.
one here, yeah.
So what's this? Okay, so that's your problem basically. Um, it's trying
Oh,
to
coach.
find a merge request coach, but because you don't have any data in that table,
Yeah.
it's crashing, it's exploding. So there's a couple of things we can do here. We can obviously fix this really, really easily.
Okay.
By like we can just type something in. So if you find this in the manage merge request controller, if you find this random available coach method.
Yeah, this one here. I set this to true.
Okay, so that's nice, nice. So that's one hack. So yeah, if you find the manage merge request controller,
Mm-hmm. Manage. Yeah.
it's the yeah, it's another. Let me find the file. Send you.
Manageable
Um,
consent.
no, it's the manage merge request controller, I think.
Okay,
Try.
management request. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, this one. Here we go.
So look for random available. Okay, so that looks like it might be coming from team member.
Random
Um,
available coach.
So what you can do is on line 8 there, you can just set coach equal to and just put like a string. So rather than saying team member dot random available coach, you
Okay.
could just put coach equals. So on
Is it
line 8, yeah,
okay?
get rid of that. Yeah. And just put a string like single quotes and just put
Mm-hmm.
like I don't
Mm,
know
Mm,
web mechanic, yeah, perfect. Or yeah,
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 okay,
anything
anyone,
like
yeah.
that is fine. Yeah. And
Okay.
that I hope if you save that and go back to your browser and refresh the page, I hope that that might work.
Yeah, finger crossed.
Okay, so it's errored again. So let's
So
have a look at what
filling, let's see the
if it was the
request
same. Was it this?
username.
Okay, so where is it trying to manage merge request? It's saying that this method is in the manage merge request controller, so maybe it's somewhere else. So if we go back to so if you scroll down a bit further, I think that
So
there's
you
a
have,
method in.
we-
I think there's a method
okay.
in here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, I'm just going to open it up locally on my machine very quickly. So it's
Wow.
saying it's self.random. It's still calling. Doesn't feel like it actually updated to me. Are you inside? You're inside the dev container or not at the moment?
Yeah. Mm, not inside the dev container.
Because sometimes when you make the change, if you make the change from outside, yeah, try just stopping and reset. Like I think that the change that you've
Yeah.
made hasn't actually sort of persisted.
Okay. Mm, cool. Let's see. Mm, still didn't work.
Still, I
Modify method.
just
Uh,
trying to find it. Where is that coming from? It's like it hasn't got the change that you just made. Is not. It's like
yeah, exactly.
the change hasn't been persisted somehow. Um, so this is you outside of the dev container, right? Have you got another VS Code open inside the dev container, or
Okay, I should enter inside the dev container.
yeah? Can you? I forget if you bring up the command palette.
Yeah, I can pull that up real quick. I think I have a Docker, exactly.
See, it should be a bit easier than that. You shouldn't need to. You shouldn't really need to. I mean, yeah, I suppose you could do that, but um, can you? If you do, are you on a Mac?
Yeah, Mark here,
If
M4.
you do Command Shift P, it'll bring up the command palette, and then if you
Mm-hmm.
got reopen in container as so if you type dev containers or reopen
Dev
yeah,
container,
so scroll down a little bit. There should be one that says like reopen in container.
reopen. Let me see. I can't find. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so try that one.
hmm Let's see.
Because what I think happens is when you make a change outside of the container kind of doesn't receive I don't know, doesn't receive the update or the notification or whatever it is that
Yeah.
there's been a change. I hope that this might fix it. If you click on in the bottom corner, it says show. Oh, okay, it's up and running. It's up and running. Right, so find that file again. So it was manage merge request controller.
Quest controller.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, we have
Yep.
like the API v1, yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. I
Uh,
think it's the API one, isn't it? I think.
right.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Right, so
Mm, for coach.
um, manage merge request controller.
Don't only giving us the available code here, the random
Ah,
available code.
that's it. That's it. We must have edited the wrong one. Sorry. Do the same thing here that you did in that other
Mm,
place. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know what one. Maybe yeah. Maybe we made a change in the wrong one. Okay. And now try
yeah,
and reload your browser, and that should work. I think.
I should fix it. Oh, good. Yeah, I
Perfect.
think we edited the wrong file,
Got
the
it.
wrong file.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All good now. Yeah, I'm all good from here. Can pick
Awesome.
it up from there.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. Perfect. Um, I don't know if you're interested. I've been asked to do a sort of first merge request review, so I could do that. I probably have to
Okay,
finish a little bit earlier on the session, but share, if you want to stop sharing, I'll share my screen and I'll just yeah just go over this little
okay,
review that I'm doing.
no problem.
So yeah, let's have
Yeah,
a look. I
okay,
don't know if I'll need to don't know if I'll need to share anything else, but let's have a look. So. Um, we like our next hackathon that's coming up. We're probably gonna focus on some kind of AI. What would I
yeah,
call it? AI like uh, area, some kind of like a focus area or like theme or whatever you want to call it. So Ariana's built a little proof of concept, some code on how we might sort of run that from a technical point of view. So, with this current hackathon that's going on at the moment, if you raise any merge requests in the GitLab project, you get extra points. But with this
okay,
one, I think we're going to limit it to maybe a certain label or a certain project, or we're going to do something like that. So I'm just going to have a look through and yeah, sort of review the changes. So. Okay, so the first thing is that this is just a change for Ariana to be able to do her testing locally, so we can ignore it. And this one is allowed labels. Okay, current dot fetch. So I'm always a little bit I don't know what the word is. I think it's a code smell sometimes when we have like overly defensive programming. So like
mm-hmm,
here we've got null handling for a method that should never return null. Or
mm-hmm.
I can't see how it can. You know, we've got a list of hackathons. Current returns the first item from that list,
Different.
and then this
Mm-hmm.
is kind of yeah, but basically doing very defensive. It's kind of saying like check the current hackathon. If there isn't one, then you know
Then
return nil, and then it's saying
yeah,
fetch the allowed labels. If there isn't an allowed labels attribute, then return nil.
no,
Um, so I think that yeah, this possibly doesn't need to be as complex. I feel like you should really just be able to do that. And
mm-hmm. Yeah,
um, you know, current should never be nil. So I just say non-blocking
exactly.
slash
Yeah,
nitpick. Current should never be nil. I'll just say
yeah, yeah.
So current should never be now. When the key is okay, so what have we got next? I really like this as well. Once I've done like review the file, being able to tick it off and move it out of the way. So we've got a new scope in merge request with any label and labels return all if labels dot blank and build Postgres query scope labels dot map. So that's a favor. Again, it's a nitpick, it's not a big deal, but
Yeah.
we've got this new Ruby syntax that makes life a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to quote them and join. Oh, wow. This is confusing. Labels. What's that around this comment? An alternative for this would be something like okay. I really probably need to do some testing here. I'll ask Duo, but I feel like I need to actually test it to be sure.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the code base, we already do something with labels. I think it's in the user controller. Yeah, so we've got this at, so I'm gonna just open up Duo. So what does writer do in Postgres? And I need to confirm what the labels, is it a JSON-B column or is it is it just an array? I can't remember. So labels, it's JSON-B. Okay, so being checked is JSON. Um, okay, so we'll ask that question over there. So this is a where, different approaches. Select him. Where a JSON-B column. Contains So let's say it's a string array. We can use so let's say we've got this maybe, or this maybe, or this. So let's see what Duo has to say.
Okay.
So this operator, sorry, go on. Post contain. Okay, contains operator, that makes sense. Checks whether the left-hand side value contains the right-hand side value. So does the labels JSON array contain the element linked issue? Returns true or false. Okay, cool. The containment check is subset based, meaning the right-hand side must be a subset of the left-hand side. So, okay, cool. Okay, so you could do this false, Jason. Okay, so we might want Duo is working on a reply. Okay, cool. Anyway, we'll skip on while that is working, I think. This is a similar sort of scenario. I'm not quite as fussed here, but yeah, it's kind of like, why would you call this scope, this method with a blank value? Doesn't really make sense in the first place, but I'm okay with that. So what's it saying? So any element exists. Check if any of the oh, okay, cool. So this allows us to, rather than this one checks that all of the elements on the right hand side are contained in the left hand side. This one checks whether any of the elements on the right hand side. Okay, return if any element. Yeah. Cool. This one checks if it contains all. Okay, fine. That operation for a single element. Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna have to share something else. Contributors dev container. Let's put this up here somewhere. Stop sharing. Share. Sure. When I've done this with someone. Somebody showed me a way of selecting multiple, and I don't know what it was. Video clips. Oh, I just do portion of screen for now. Okay, so bring up a console, and we'll do is issue.last. Okay, so that's got multiple labels. So can I do issue.where labels? Where was it? So I need to change this to this. Huh. Yes. That does look like. So why? I'm trying to understand what the difference between. So what's the difference between number 3 and number 1?
Hmm.
Sorry? Yeah, I can't quite. So let me just do dot count. So if I do rather complicated, what was it? At arrow. Is that the syntax? I can't remember now. Users controller. Yeah, at arrow. And then, oh, it's really horrible. That's all right. Yes, they return exactly the same. So that feels like to me. I know we've gone off on a slight distraction, but I'm just going to try because I'm intrigued now. If we can simplify this code, then I would love to simplify it. So rather than this, so let's run rspec. Make sure all tests are currently passing. And then yeah, it looks like we should just be able to change this to that, make it much, much simpler.
Yeah.
But let's see if it
Um,
works or not. See if any
mm,
tests fail, assuming that there is test coverage for this.
mm,
Underscore spec RB. Yeah. So okay. So tests are failing. So I guess that doesn't work. I'm a bit unsure
mhm.
why, but okay. Okay. It's because that column. So I need to change the syntax slightly to that. I think. Let's try that. So all the failures were in users controller.
Okay, users controller shows return records occurring during the date range.
Oh, awesome. And they're all passing now. So I think we can simplify that. So I'm going to ask in here, does the operator not do the same as the I suspect the difference is that this operator supports multiple. So you could do with this one, you can do an array and A comma B, etc. Whereas with this one, I think you can only provide one. I think that's probably going to be what the difference is. But it still means that we can do this kind of simplification, I think. So I'm just going to quickly need to check out. Oh no, I've already got main, so I'm gonna check out new branch, simplify. Um, issue SQL. Such that. Uh, maintenance. We'll let Duo do the review on that for us. So where were we? We were in here, weren't we? So array conversion with overlap. Convert the JSON-B to a text array and check for overlap. Performance comparison, right. That and that is the fastest for simple containment checks, optimized for JSON-B. Awesome. It's good for exact subset matching. Index friendly. Just gonna have a look if this came back. A similar but subtly, so operator checks if a string exists as a key or an array element. So labels returns true if that checks if the left side contains. In a specific case, it is a JSON-B array, checking for a single string element, both produce the same result. The difference matter when that only works for checking a single string key element and the right-hand side is plain SQL text type. So it's a full JSON-B value on. Okay, okay. Fine. Nice, nice. Every day is a school day. So we're saying, so yeah, it seems to be
Checking
suggesting
multiple values. Good neat.
what Ariana's already got is the best approach, which is perfect. So
Yeah.
sounds like your question mark approach is. So, build processor literally use raw SQL to avoid one placeholder issues. This is only a first pass, so yeah, I don't know whether to go full on, but I would sort of say
Yeah.
comments like this. This one, I don't know. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through. So we've got service changes. I always like to do the easy ones first. But these ones are all quite big. So let's go. Let's go. So the query. So if there's a label filter active, then do this. Otherwise, do this. Okay. And what's label filter active? Allowed labels present. Allowed labels is options allowed labels. Okay. Yeah, that reads nice in English, I guess. So fetch label filtered stats, fetch project based stats. Okay, so we've got two different approaches. And how do they differ? Faced, fetch project. Okay, so existing project-based query. Okay, where is it? So
A bit, a bit concerned why you returning new.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't quite
Yeah,
catch
so yeah, if you go back to this one, yeah, so line 43, yeah, yeah, line 43,
there.
yes, the new, yeah, line
So
43,
yeah, this one.
yeah, that one.
So we don't really care as like okay, so I'm trying to think how to explain this. So obviously a merge request can't be merged before it was opened, if that makes sense. So we've already limited the merge requests that we
Yeah,
return based on the date they were opened.
mm-hmm,
Um, and
yeah,
then we only have, like there's a merge cutoff. I think it's around 30 to 31 days after the hackathon. So yeah, just to kind of
yeah,
simplify, we could put from date, we could repeat that here. But we just don't really need to. We only really need to say as long as it was merged before this date, it doesn't matter how
okay,
early it was merged because it could never
yeah,
be
okay,
merged earlier than
yeah,
it was opened.
yeah,
Um,
got you, that makes
that's
sense,
the logic essentially.
yeah,
So I think um like the duplication here is probably okay. Like the rationale is that this will be removed after the April hackathon, so it doesn't matter.
mm-hmm,
Um, I would possibly argue that um like we could handle both if that makes sense, um but no so yeah, okay. Understand that this won't be merged. The project base logic will be removed. So in which case then this is label based filter. So we say when was it opened? Uh, it was open, yeah, by specific users with any label. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think this is all right. It's really tricky. Like the approach we're taking at the moment is so, okay,
mm-hmm,
we're doing right. I get it. I get it. Now I know why we do this because we want even like we want this to basically work. So with the next hackathon, if we say we only want merge requests that have got the AI label, um, then it will return correctly. But if we then run a normal hackathon, we want it to return everything. So we need to make sure that if we pass nil or blank or an empty array or whatever in here, that this still returns everything. So that kind of makes sense now why the guard clause existed in the scope. So that's good. That's what I'll check actually. Merge request spec. Yeah, this should be quite a simple one to check. So um, I think this should be pretty. Just gonna provide some feedback. We just got this new rapid diffs thing enabled for us as team members, and one of the things I think I've noticed, in fact, let's switch back to classic for a second. Yeah, so you used to have these arrows on both the left and the right side of the
yeah,
diff, and they now only show on the left side of the diff. So I'm gonna mention that somewhere. It's probably like a feedback issue. Yep, feedback issue. See if anyone's already made that comment, maybe. No, because it's just gone live. So notice the I don't know what you even call that button. Where was it? Over here somewhere. The previous lines. So what was it? Was on here? So this is the merge request spec that we were looking at. So they show on the left and the right. Just take a screenshot of that. So that's the before. And this is the after. Yeah, 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 yeah. Cool. Whether that was a conscious, a deliberate change decision or not, I don't know. So anyway, sorry. So what I wanted to do is, so these are different scopes and these are the tests. So we're creating a user more with analytics. Do we need? No, I'm not sure if we can actually. So we've got a Ruby cop which suggests that we use build instead of create, but it's persisting those users. So I guess it probably can't. No, no. So we create an MR with analytics, MR with dev, MR with both, MR with other, MR without labels. We're saying it returns all records when labels is nil. Good. So we got that case to contain exactly and returns all of them. Returns all records when labels is empty array. Perfect. Filters by single label. So that's analytics and that's both. Filters by multiple labels with or logic. So analytics and dev contains analytics, the dev, and the both one. Awesome. And returns empty when no matches, non-existent label. Awesome. Yeah, yeah, that looks good to me. Okay, so that's good test. That's that one. So we're going to get rid of that. So this one, of any label. Okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. We're saying merged link tissue. So I presume this is the same hasn't really changed. It's copy and paste of this one below, but just with this bit added here and this bit added here. I suppose I should check that. So the change text, the before. Can't remember how much I copied now. Yeah, so we've got rid of all this complexity, which was to do with GitLab projects versus non-GitLab projects, but we've added in the filter on the labels. That's it. Perfect. That's good. And we've got that. So likewise. Yeah, I guess we won't need any of that. Likewise, I guess we won't. Oh no, we do need allowed labels for, yes, just don't need that. So I guess okay, so that's that one tested or reviewed. So the service. So the point service is now okay, so we're not sending that parameter, which is fair enough. We could so we could do something like def points service params is options.accept. And then this would become service params dot fetch blah blah blah. That might be slightly more readable. Okay, same thing goes here. We shouldn't need this branching logic if it's all the same. So update label based fields. But update so there no project distinction. Separating this logic allows us to deprecate. Simple point calculation for label based scoring. No project multiplier. Yeah, so I don't really need to. Hackathon spec. Allowed labels. Okay, so that's the test. No allowed labels. Allowed labels are configured. My current hackathon is now, yeah. So this is the edge case that I don't think really should be tested, but it's all good. So then we've got leaderboard query and leaderboard service specs. Okay, just two tests to look through. So describe project-based scoring. So that's the existing test. Label-based scoring with allowed labels. So we've got one with just the analytics label, one with the analytics and something else. And then you've got ones without the analytics label. So 3 should be opened. Yeah, that makes sense with multiple allowed labels or logic. And that brings back 4. Yeah, cool. That is good. And then the service. Passes allowed labels tag from leaderboard query. So, so where's it? Okay, so Hackathon receives current and returns this, and then we're just checking that we pass this on. Okay, yeah, that seems logical. I think. Where is it getting current hackathon start, etc. from? Okay, yeah, perfect. So we're building that up from there. And then this one, label-based scoring. And these scores have also allowed labels. So we use the it syntax. Open merge request is only 2, so this one has got the label, this one's got the label, this hasn't, this hasn't. And then label base mode, okay. Yeah, but again, we shouldn't need that. Cool. I think that's about it. So I'm just going to say, so, wait until the current one is. The alternative would be to merge. and label. Awesome. Right, that'll do, I think. On the dot exactly, coincidentally. Thanks for joining, David. Great to see you as always, and hopefully catch up with you soon.
Okay.